Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready. Okay. Hello, everybody. Bet you saw me a lot sooner than you thought you would. Yeah. I'm in a new spot today. I'm in the same room, just... I remember a couple of months ago, Pam and Steph had a video out where they mentioned that somebody else had said that they like seeing more stuff behind, you know, whoever is Flosstube they're watching. And where I was always sitting beforehand, all you ever saw behind me was a window and a wall that had nothing on it. So, sitting on the floor in front of my bookshelf today, so please take a gander. Pause if you need to. There's more down here. Everything on this bookshelf, we've got some nice stuff up here. Everything on this bookshelf, I have not read. There might be one or two up there where I just didn't have room. What I've read, this book, The Way of Kings, and then I think all these books up here I have read already. Have not read any of this. And then we just got some fun stuff. All these books here, I'm in the middle of reading. Don't mind the boxes. But yes, the entire bookshelf is full of nothing but stuff I haven't read yet. So, also, I didn't feel like putting my contacts today, so we're getting me wearing my broken glasses. I am a true nerd, if you will. Okay, so before we get into everything, Boo-ray, Boo-ray. I gave you 3, Jesse. It's got to be one of those. Okay. Now, before we get into everything. As of right now, when I'm recording, don't know when this is going up. It might go up the same day, maybe not. I gotta say happy birthday to my mama. She's some age today, but it's her birthday today. I know she's not gonna see this, but that's okay. I just want to throw that out there. Okay, finally, now into the stuff. I was hoping that when I recorded my next video, my last video, that when I recorded this one, I would have some exciting life news, which would have been in the period between my last video and now. I applied for a job, and I went through about 2 or 3 different interviews, and I felt confident the whole way. And unfortunately, I did not get the job, which is too bad. It really sucks feeling so confident for 3 weeks and then having to wait, a good week and a half for them to tell you you just didn't get the job. It just, which really sucks, because at my phone interview and my in-person interview, I say they because it was always 2 women that were interviewing me, they just seemed like they had already hired me and they were just running over some stuff. So, yes, that has been some, unneeded stress in my life. And, the past 3 weeks have been a lot of anxiety. And even, I mean, it hasn't been this bad since probably earlier in 2018, which is, you know, it is what it is. I seem to be doing okay. I found out just 2 days ago that I didn't get the job. And I seem to be doing okay. I think in the heat of the moment, I had put out a Facebook post on Stitch Mania. We'll get into that a little bit at the end of the video, but I just want everyone to know that was a little bit of a heat in the moment type post. So my shout out today is to absolutely everyone who has commented on my last video, anyone who has commented on any of my posts, whether it be on Stitch Mania or Friday Off the Grid, or maybe I think I might have posted something on the Midwest Cross Stitchers page about it. I don't remember, and even just, you know, people sending me Instagram or Facebook messages, which don't do that last part. The ones that were sending me Facebook messages are already my friends on Facebook. So, you know, I appreciate each and every one of you. I got a lot of support from everybody, and, you know, I really wish I would have been able to deliver the news that I had gotten the job to all these people, but unfortunately, it's just not how it worked out. And of course, I'm getting a lot of messages saying that means there's something better out there, and okay. Right now it doesn't feel that way, but, you know, I'm gonna win Publishers Clearinghouse. That's the thing. Right, Christine? Christine, you and me, Publishers Clearinghouse. I'm coming to visit, so that I'll be able to stitch all the things with Stitch All the Things. Okay, that was stupid. No, that was funny. But it was a stupid funny. Anyway, so over the last 3 weeks, because I've been so stressed out and had so much anxiety, I really haven't been stitching a whole lot. And the only thing I've really stitched on where I haven't felt the need to stop stitching after 10 minutes has been my Hannah Sanderson sampler, which I forgot to bring over. And unfortunately, I'm sitting on the floor, so I'm not going to get up and go get. But if you go to my Instagram, I almost have a second page finish. That's the one that, you know, when I stitch that, I don't feel pressured, you know, I don't feel like I want to stop stitching it. A couple of nights I've dozed off after a couple of minutes, but that's only because I've been kind of sick too, so yeah, Wednesday I left work early because I was sick, and I slept for 4 hours once I got home, and then I was in bed by 9:15 that night. So, yeah. Anyway, I have one more shout out, and if this goes up immediately after I get done recording, I hope that means I'll officially be the first person to shout this out. My lovely Stitching and Sequins McKenna, my cleavage sister, love her dearly, has just opened up a new online needle store called 1884stitchery.com. I'm going to link it below. I waited to record this until after it went live, and it's a beautiful site. She's been working on it for a while, and it did not disappoint. If you're really into older primitive designs, she's got a lot on there. She's got a lot of out-of-print designs on there, and she explains this all in her most recent video, so go watch her video. But there's also, like she said in her video, most of what she has, she's only got one of. And she's got a good handful of out-of-print stuff. So once that's gone, it's gone, and she has no more. So go check out Stitching and Sequins, most recent video, my lovely McKenna, and she explains her entire website, and it's a beautiful website. She explains the name behind it, why she called it that, and I hope that I only wish the best for her, because it's McKenna. and she deserves only the best. Okay. Now, last video, I had a giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all that had entered. I did not count how many comments were entries, but I had over 130 comments. Over 100 of those had to be entries. Because I didn't see a lot that didn't say, I would like to stitch Seaside Kingdom because. So, with the fancy YouTube comment picker generator thing, we have a winner for my Seaside Kingdom, my extra one. And this goes to Deborah B. Stitch the Stash on Flosstube. So, Deborah, once I get this all packaged up and find a way to the post office, it'll be sent out. I'll let you know when I send it out. It might be a while. I've already emailed you. You've already emailed me your address and everything, so I will get it out as soon as I possibly can. Okay? Wonderful. There's that. So thank you to everybody who entered and everyone who commented and gave me all the good luck wishes on my last video. This is where I was going to talk about whips, and then I remembered that I didn't have my Hannah Sanderson stapler. One thing that I've been doing a lot in the last week or so has been reading. And so my current in progress, now if you follow me on Instagram, last night I started and finished Stephen King's new book, called quotes because it's 140 pages of that high of a book. I mean, it's basically, if it were up to scale of a normal book, it would probably be a 40-pager. So I started and finished that. It was okay. 3 out of 5. But I'm also reading the second book of the Stormlight Archive series by Brandon Sanderson, and these books are massive. I've been in the middle of this book for about a year, and I didn't put it down because I didn't like it. I put it down because life happened and cross-stitching happened, so that's why. But here's where I am. This book is, you know, the girth of these books. None of the books are less than 1,000 pages. I mean, very girthy. I'm about 300 pages in. I love it. I would explain it, except it's an epic fantasy series, and that's a lot of explaining to do. So there, I totally recommend. And maybe after I finish that one, I'm going to start the Wheel of Time series. We'll see. It was actually over this series where I bonded with Jessie Marie Does Stuff for the first time. So, a little fun thing. And we're 13 minutes in. Okay, this might be a long video because if my title says anything, you know, you got a good idea of what's in store the rest of the video. Now, I have one bit of haul. Just arrived today. I have not had a good unicorn chart for a while. This one's been a unicorn of mine because it seems when I see things like this on eBay, and they're for some reason so overpriced, they become a unicorn chart for me, which is why Lady of the Flag, I was so determined to get not only Lady of the Flag, but every out-of-print Mirabilia chart out there. When I first started cross-stitching, I did dimensions kits, and one day I was curious, and I filtered my search results when I typed in dimensions kits. I want to know what the highest priced kit was. And it came up with the Mother Earth Gold Collection kit, which I don't know how long it's been out of print, but that motherfucker was going for $2,000 when I searched this up. And I'm just like, well, I gotta find this now. And so I put it on in search of posts and all that stuff, nothing. The cheapest it ever came up for a buy it now price was like $400, and even that's like, no. And then I just noticed my voice cracked a little bit. I don't know if I could pick it up on the camera, but if it does that, I'm getting over a cold. So anyway, back to this. Last week, I got an email from a saved search saying that Mother Earth Dimensions kit on eBay. And it started as an auction, and I think the starting price was like $50. I put in my max price because it wasn't brand new. I mean, the description was it was brand new, but it had been opened so she could check for all the stuff. So, in my mind, I put what I thought should be the max price I would ever pay for something like that. And, well, let's just say it got to the point where I had to use the PayPal credit thing to pay it off over the next couple of months. So, I'm not going to say what I bought it for, but I got it. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it pretty? Yeah, this just tickled all of the fancies. And yeah, and this is definitely... Now, cross-stitch with Luda. I gotta give a quick shout-out to Luda, because on her most recent video, she was talking about Dimensions kits, and when the company moved to China, that's when they started doing the thread sorter thing that everybody is so used to now. But when Dimensions kit was in America, or was in America, the floss would come in bundles like this, and it was separated by different colored yarns, and you yourself would have to sort them. So it came with that. We've got this lovely light blue Ada thread sorter cards. Not brand, I mean, yes, brand new, but also opened. I'm just going to show you. There's a lot of backstitching in this, and I'm kind of scared because, for one, it's all on one page, and that's kind of weird, but, like, that's all backstitching instructions. Like, how about no? That's a lot, and there's even more on the side here. This is just the stitch part. All of this is backstitching. You've got to be fisting me right now. That's a lot. I don't know when I'm going to start this, because I got other stuff I want to start, but Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Now I'm looking for a Scarlet Wizard. So if anybody has one and wants to send me a Scarlet Wizard Dimensions kit that they're never going to stitch, please let me know. My birthday is next month, so... Anyway. So, let's get on to the bulk of the video, because not even at 20 minutes yet. Here's what I want to do, and I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while, but I have been waiting until I had every out-of-print Mirabilia to do this. And if you saw my last video, I was only looking for 2 more, and that was Queen of Peace and Touching the Autumn Sky, which I was not going to pay the prices anybody was asking for those. And then, literally 2 hours after my last video, a viewer by the name of Kelly, she said I could shout her out. I don't know her last name, but she said I could shout her out, and I'm going to. From, oh gosh, where are you from? Are you from Scotland? Kelly, where are you from? Said, hey, I have these. Do you want them? Yes, I do. What do you want for them? No, it's a gift. Oh my God, I love you. So now I've got every out-of-print Mirabilia. And today, for my video, I'm going to do a lovely Mirabilia parade for you. Not just my out-of-prints, but all of them. I forgot to count, but it's over 33 because that's how many out-of-print Miras are. I think I've got like 45. So, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to read whichever ones have stuff to read for, you know, because on the outside you get this. Sometimes they have the story, sometimes they don't. So if they don't, I won't read them, but if I can see them, I will read them. And if for some reason this cuts out in the middle, we'll just come back. All that fun stuff. I'm going to start from the most... I've got them all sorted. Start from the most recent Miras all the way to the oldest Miras. And I will mention which ones are out of print and all that fun stuff. So, let's get started. This is Mirabilia, number 160. This is the most recent one. This is Lady Justice. Isn't she pretty? And it was so fitting that this was released when it was, given the state of the country and whatnot. And it's funny, I was talking with my friend Mindy, and she's like, there's no way Nora had this planned, because Nora designs these 2, if not 3 years in advance. So the fact that it's out now is total coincidence, which I think is amazing. All right, there's that one. Here we've got 157, Alice. Alice is beautiful. I love this one. I'm a sucker for Alice in Wonderland. This was read more about Alice on the inside. Okay, so no story there. Next one here, we've got 2 stuck together. We've got Charlotte, and this is Mirabilia 112. The treasure of cross stitch is a symphony of fuchsia, teal, and lime. The pose is one of elegance and quiet contemplation. The simple, flowing satin shows a subtle sheen and gives this piece an Art Nouveau feel. She's pretty. Should be an easy stitch. That'd be a quick one, too. Not going to stitch anytime soon, though. Here we've got Mirabilia 110, Spring Topiary Garden. Or is it info? Okay. A pair of butterfly-winged damsels oversee an early spring garden. The garden wears a gown of green, and her overflowing urns are crowned with filigree gates and I don't know these words. It's lace made up of fresh sprouts and ribbon with perfectly trimmed boxwood. The jewels are the sparkling first flush of lavender, clover, and lady slipper. Is that a flower? The hem is made of mossy covered columns, and the buttons are shiny stepping stones. Isn't that fascinating? It's beautiful. Athena, Goddess of Wisdom, Mirabilia 97. Now, as you can tell, I don't have a lot of the newer ones. I've been on the hunt for the out-of-print ones, so. Okay, no story. But she's one I'm working on right now. Haven't touched her for a while. I like her, though. I can't wait to stitch the owl. The Forest Goddess. This is Mirabilia 87. She wears a berry-dyed satin dress with crystal dewdrops around her neck. A gold locket on her belt holds dripping beads and petals. The moss-green cloak envelops her with ivy and berries from the forest floor. Sparkling fireflies dance in her earthen locks, and all about as she balances nature between her fingertips. Isn't that just fascinating? That's great. Just look at it. Now this one, this was one that I wanted the moment I started looking into Mirabilia more frequently. Archangel, Mirabilia 81. This angel, robed in rich blues and greens, was inspired by the beautiful statues in Baroque cathedrals and images in Renaissance paintings. He is a heavenly messenger. This has to be the only male Mira, not including all the ones where they've got, you know, where she's got the kids and whatnot, but like, where the male is a prominent feature. Okay. He is a heavenly messenger with a gold halo and staff accentuated with golden threads and beads. You can keep his message mysterious, or add your own special date or thought onto his rolled scroll. Oh, that's interesting. I have to think about that. Here we have the most, okay, it's not the most recent Mira that has gone out of print, but has been the most recent published Mirabilia that has gone out of print. So, as in, you go through 1 through 160. This is the one, you know, of the higher numbers. This is the highest number that is out of print. This is Madonna the Garden, 79. This, as you can see, I bought at Fiberworks for $12, so don't be spending no $80 for it. Madonna the Garden, reminiscent of a Renaissance painting, the Madonna is calm and radiant as she cradles the angelic child. The lush fruits represent blessings and abundance. When completed, this design is truly a work of mastery and meaning. And yes, I'm all for the Madonna and the Gardens, and Madonna and the baby Jesuses. Everything baby Jesus. Just send it my way. Butterfly Fairy, also out of print. Mirabilia 75. There's no story on the back of this one. Awesome. This was one of the reprints that they did for the 25th anniversary. I only wanted Lady of the Flag out of those 5 that were released, but you know what? I was itching for a stitching, so now I've got that one. Maidens of the Seasons 2, illustrating the simple, pure beauty of the seasons in the old world style of tapestry cross-stitch. This design completes the series, designed to be stitched separately, together, or stitched on a large enough fabric to include all seasons. So I'm going to hold this one up as I read Maidens of the Seasons Part 1, Mirabilia 70, can you see that? Crystal lilacs and lush peaches, symbols of spring and summer, illustrate the simple, pure design beauty of the seasons in the old world style of tapestry cross-stitch. And then, yes. So all that's the same as the other one. So my plan whenever I get to stitch these is to get a big enough fabric to do both of them on the same piece. And Jessie Marie, I know you've got both of them. I would love to do, I know you're doing the 6 months of no new starts next year, but after that, if you want to do Maidens of the Season, Sal, let's do these. Be fun. Okay, now this was the very first Mirabilia I ever bought, and it, excuse me, and it upsets me that it's out of print because it's beautiful. And yeah, anyway. This is Mirabilia 65, Angel the New Dawn. I love it. It's I would say it's still my favorite design. I'm really upset when I found out this went out of print. But this was the first Mirabilia I ever bought, and it's still probably my favorite. I'll stitch it eventually. Here is Mirabilia 64, still in print. Oh, Maidens of the Seasons 1 and 2 are out of print. I don't remember if I said that. Queen of Freedom. Every time I look at this, I think of Pam. Pam, do you have this? Pam, are you watching? Pam, if you don't have this, let's get in touch. And I love this one. I really do. I don't have the fabric for it, but I've got a fabric picked out that I would love to stitch this on. And here we go. Mirabilia 62, Lady of the Flag. I wish... This is the reprint. I wish this one had the description on the back, because I do want to read this, but... stitched, after the events of... Or designed after the events of September 11th. I know I said this on a previous video, but I'm happy to see that when this is on eBay now, because of the reprints, the asking prices aren't outrageous anymore. That throne is now claimed by Touching the Autumn Sky, which do not pay $150 for that. It's ironic because I wanted to stitch this one so bad, and it wasn't even, and I didn't want any of the other 4 that was re-released, and here I am stitching Fairy Moon before this, and, I don't know. Now here's one I mentioned It's one of the gifts that I got to complete my collection. Queen of Peace, Mirabilia 58, officially out of print. Gifted to me. Somebody, before I read the back, posted on Stitchmania the conversion that they did of this. Oh my god. It's beautiful. Her dress is red, white, and blue. Longer hair. I mean, go find it. It is absolutely stunning, and it's... I almost want to stitch that conversion because of how just beautiful it is. Somewhere in the mists of time, a young queen ruled wisely and well. In this portrait, rendered by Nora Corbett, she has traded her golden crown for a jeweled circlet of full-blown roses. In a pose of calm contemplation, her dove-gray gown is cut low to emphasize a graceful neck embellished with cascades of crystals. Glistening regal emblems march across the sweeping folds of her skirt. A swath of deepest apple green catches her train to one side. What? Okay, is that what they call whatever? And a single amethyst ribbon trails softly about her feet. In her queen's quiet hands, a lone turtle dove perches peacefully. Turtle dove. Safely in this place of tranquility. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my god. Just the amount of evens that I can't. She's gorgeous. Here we have another out of print. Of course, the Queen Mermaid, Mirabilia 57. Yep, this is lower on my list of things to stitch. That much. I am just not a mermaid person. That's why I only have 2 of them. Or 3? 2. I think I have 2. But yep. Out of print. Next, out of print. Seaside Kingdom, Mirabilia 51, also part of the re-releases, along with, I don't know if I said that was a re-release, but that's what it was. Seaside Kingdom, 51. Yeah, I'm in no rush to stitch that one either. Now, this one was a pain in the ass to find. Autumn Queen, Mirabilia 45, out of print. Wait, no, was this one gifted to me? This one was gifted. But in the time before it was gifted, it was a pain in the ass to try to find. Completing the series by Nora Corbett, Autumn Queen takes her place beside Winter Queen, Spring Queen, and Summer Queen in a royal celebration of the seasons. Gowned in shades of mauve and teal and bedecked, ooh, that's a fun word, with a king's ransom worth of jewels. Her sumptuous cloak is a whisper-edged wonder of olive, ebony, and metallic bronze brocade, or is it brocade? I don't know, but okay. After all, isn't it customary for autumn to arrive at a blaze of glory? I think that means, McKenna, I'm gonna have to burn this after I get done stitching it. Ooh, that would be interesting. Give it like a raked leaves look, you know, a burn pile. Oh my god. Next one, out of print. Mirabilia 41, Madonna the Garden Fairy. See, this is the point where we're going to start actually watching, because if this says I run out of storage, we got to figure something out here. If you venture quietly into the woods at the golden hours of dawn, you may catch a glimpse of this benevolent fairy as she sows the sweet-smelling earth with cobweb strands of morning dew and the rarest of flower seeds. The handmaiden to Titania, or is it Titan? Queen of the Fairies. This little nymph looks beautiful with or without wings. Who would want to stitch that without the wings? Place her in a garden room or give her to someone who loves watching seeds turn into something beautiful. Just look at it. Alright, now this one, I think this is the one that got me obsessed with finding every out-of-print Mirabilia. This is Mirabilia 40, Ashley's Roses. I mean, I was slightly obsessed beforehand, but this is what jump-started, and I was like, boom, boom, I gotta get all of these. During the golden months of summer, Ashley often climbs the winding path to her hilltop arbor to gather bouquets of rambling roses. to feel the cool breeze brush her bare skin, to savor the scent of distant wildflowers floating on the breeze. The simple gingham checks, wide sash, and clean lines of her gown make her bower of old-fashioned blossoms seem all the more exuberant, making this design all the better for lighting up any sober spot in your home. Well, I've got tequila in every corner of the house, so take care not to prick your fingers while stitching the English roses. Oh, that's so funny. But she's gorgeous. I think she would go well on a light blue fabric, maybe. I don't know. This one was a pain in the ass to find. Most of these out of prints were okay. They just asked for really bad prices, but this one was a pain in the ass. Villa Mirabilia, out of print. Mirabilia 38. Taking the air at her countryside villa, a high-born lady spreads her sumptuous golden gown about her while surveying the weathered urns, sculpted topiaries, and rambling English roses of her meticulously tended garden. The Villa Mirabilia crest at her feet reflects her love of cross-stitch, but the crest name can easily be changed to that of another family's private estate. Perhaps yours? Ooh, don't tickle my fancy, Nora. Threaten me with a good time. This one is... I was in no rush to get this one because, one, it's a mermaid, and I could have easily... This was one of the easier ones to find. And I just noticed it's taped on the corners, and I don't know why. Maybe to not lose it while it's in shipping. But this was gifted to me. This is Waiting for Ships. Mirabilia 35. Once, a long time ago, a young mermaid chanced upon a handsome ship's captain and promptly fell in love. Now she waits amidst the rocks and sea spray, waiting for a ship to return. Meanwhile, she becomes impossibly more beautiful, her chestnut hair growing ever longer, her emerald and aqua fins and tail shimmering ever brighter in the sun. Does he still love her? Will he come back? The story is yours to finish. I finished the story by the captain accidentally thinking she's a whale and harpooning her and then bringing her up onto the ship and is like, oh no, what have I done? That's a tragic ending, but you got to admit it's a good one. You got to admit it's a good one. Here we have Spring Queen. I believe this one was gifted to me. I don't remember what's gifted to me anymore. But this is out of print, Mirabilia 34. The long-awaited companion to Nora Corbett's Queen series, Mirabilia's Spring Queen takes elegance to a whole new realm. Her off-the-shoulder embroidered silk brocade... Is it brocade or brocade? Can somebody tell me, please? Gown is augmented with pink salmon and periwinkle to match her priceless tiara and a spray of fairy flowers. Like spring, she came in her own good time, but was well worth the wait. Well, you know, to each their own, I guess. I don't know, she seems too light. There needs to be more, I don't know, darker colors in this. Here it is. You guys ready? Here it is. Touching the Autumn Sky. Gifted to me by a beautiful person. Do not pay $150 on eBay for this. Please do not. Get in contact with people. They will give it to you. Or at least let you borrow it. Fuck. This is Mirabilia 33, out of print. Not worth $150, but out of print nonetheless. Falling leaves of orange and russet drift by this rose-cheeked, chestnut-haired child, dressed in glorious colors to match autumn's exuberance, right down to her bow-tied slippers. If she swings high enough, and you stitch fast enough, together you can touch the sky. Aw, I like how that ended. That was sweet. And there's only one thing of beads you need for this, so it's all solidly stitched for the most part. With just a couple of beads here or there. Touch the Autumn Sky. Like I said, do not pay $150 for this. Here's one that was gifted to me by, I believe, Cheryl McKenna. This one's a little beat up, so I'm in the process of looking for a newer copy, and then maybe this one be gifted. I don't think she would mind. Would you mind, Cheryl? If you don't want me to gift it, it's okay. Are you watching? Is she watching? Hey, sure, what up? Mirabilia 32, out of print, under the friendship tree. Party shoes, satin sashes, perfectly pressed petticoats, and Sunday best dresses can't keep these two friends from eating beneath their special apple tree. Its old-fashioned charm combined with contemporary hues of periwinkle blue, lavender, crimson, and plum make it a lovely way to commemorate a special bond between sisters, roommates, new or long-life friends. How sweet. Now this one is one of the more recent out-of-prints. This is the lowest on my things of mirrors to stitch, because I love my angels, but this design does not tickle my fancy in any way. Mirabilia 25, Angel Proclamation. I don't know. It just doesn't... I don't know. Y'all know I love my angels. You've seen my shit. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of this one. Alright. Mirabilia 24, Christmas Flourishes. Julie Gulf Coast, whenever you're ready, I'll be ready to sell this with you. You now have a needle minder that's perfect for this, right? Yeah, I like that one. That one was kind of hard to find. Rose Celebration, Mirabilia 23. This one is another recent out of print. Not the most recent one. This, I think, is the second to most recent. No. Third recent out of print. We're coming up on the most recent one here soon. You know, this one isn't really high on my things to stitch of these, but out of print nonetheless, and I got it. This one was not gifted to me, but I bought it from a lovely friend. Mirabilia 21, out of print, Fairy Idol. Excuse me. Now, I didn't really realize this until I got it. And I said this on somebody's Mira on the Wall Facebook group post today. They didn't realize that this had a rabbit in the design. And I didn't either until I read the backstitching instructions and it talked about the rabbit. And I was like, what rabbit? There's no rabbit in this design. There's a rabbit in the design. Right there. Look how fun. Look at how fun. Okay, this one I believe is the most recent out of print. God, I've only got... Okay, I've got more than a couple of more, but hopefully I don't run out of memory. If I do, we'll figure it out. Blooming Bride, Mirabilia 18, out of print. Now, this one, a fun tidbit about this one. Okay, you know how everybody likes stitching the skin 1/1? Well, none of the mirror charts are stitched like that, except this one. This is the only mirror, as far as I know, where the skin is charted to be stitched 1/1 if you want. It is also charted as 2/2. So, but there is a portion of the chart that gives you 1/1. So isn't that fun? Not really high on my list either. I think it's the fabric. Once again, gross-ass fabric for these early designs. I honestly don't even know what fabric would look good with this one. Maybe if I convert the dress, it'd be easier. I don't know. Ooh. This is a recent one, recent purchase, because I'm afraid this one's next. Mirabilia 13, in print. It's still in print. 13, Winter Queen. She's beautiful. She's my favorite one, only because I love winter. Ooh, speaking of winter, we had our first good snowfall a couple of days ago. Oh, I loved it. Caroline, I love my snow. We love our snow. Caroline, we're going to adopt all the snow, and we're going to do something. I don't know. But Winter Queen, she's a beauty. This one, I won from my Bendy Stitchy live sale. This one's out of print. No, I did not win this one from the Bendy Stitchy live sale. I got this on eBay, I think. Did I? Where did I get it? I don't remember. Mirabilia 12, out of print, The Kiss. This one, I have an odd fascination with this one. Because this is also, I think, the only other one where a dude is prominent in the design. So that one's fun. I like it. It's a beautiful It's a beautiful design. It wouldn't be a quick stitch, but it's a beautiful one nonetheless. Now this one. This one was a pain in the ass to find, and I spent more than I wanted to on it. This is Mirabilia 11, out of print, Mother's Arms. This one is almost full coverage. I think the only parts of this that are not solidly stitched are some of the corners down here where it's just plain white, and I think some of the sky here. Other than that, this is almost, I would even call this full coverage because there's so little that's not stitched. It might as well be full coverage. But she is beautiful. I love that one. That one might be a gift to my mom. Okay, now this one I recently came into possession of this chart, but I have had the kit for a while. And the reason I bought this, I only bought it for $20, which nobody else bid on it, so, okay. The only reason I bought this is because this didn't come with the actual photo or envelope, and I really wanted that. So, this is Elizabeth in the Lavender Sky, Mirabilia 10, which I now have. I think what I'm going to do, now that I have this in my possession, I don't know what I'm going to do with the extra chart in this one, because it's a legit kit. It's a legit Mirabilia chart. I was thinking of actually just using that as my working copy and mark on it, but then I was also thinking maybe I could do a giveaway for that one, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. There's that one. Mirabilia number 9. Number 9. Out of print, My Lady's Garden. Not on my highest priority of things to stitch right now. This is the one that I got from the Michelle Bendy live sale. Number 8, out of print, The Dreamer. I love this one. Maybe because I like sleeping all the time, but I really, really like this one. The colors are beautiful. Fabric's gonna have to go, though. That fabric is gonna have to go. Alright, this is a recent one that's out of print. Mirabilia number 6, Christmas Elegance. She's, you know, I'm surprised she hasn't been out of print for a while now, to be honest with you. This was my unicorn, and I got this from a very dear friend. They know I love them dearly for it. Mirabilia number 5, Sleeping Beauty, which I'm loving stitching right now. I haven't stitched on her for a while, but absolutely love her. Love, love, love that one. This one I have, you know, I wanted this one because I have now this one, you can't really tell in this light. It still looks gray like the other ones, but in person, this one's like a smoker's yellow. This was in a smoker's house for sure, even though I think it said it didn't come from a smoker's house. This is Mirabilia 4, Garden Verses. I'm a writer. I love the whole idea of somebody writing. So I love this one. This one, I don't think it'll be my next. It's higher on the list of the ones to stitch. Now, you all know this one. I've shown it many times. My finish, Rose of Sharon, out of print, Mirabilia number 3. My second favorite design. She's so far been my favorite thing I've ever stitched on. I still need to get her framed. No, just because I am finished with this, you cannot have this chart. It is mine for the keeps. I love it. I would love to. One reason why I'm not going to give it away is because I want to revisit this chart at some point with a conversion. Change her dress, maybe her hair color, maybe do the flowers and stuff. God, it'd be fun. I miss her. She's one of my favorites. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Getting down the nitty-gritty here. Mirabilia number 2, out of print. The Fairy Moon, which I am now stitching. And I have changed this dreadful-ass fucking toasted almond fabric to a lovely Midsummer Night by Under the Sea Fabrics. And she looks beautiful on that. But I'm enjoying stitching her. I was talking with Danielle this morning. How I have done all of her skin, and then this top half. I haven't stitched the wings yet, but it's stitching by really fast, and I'm just worried that when I get down to where it's nothing but cream color, it's gonna just drag on because that's a lot of the same color. So yeah. And then finally, Mirabilia #1 out of print that I got at my LNS, Damask Roses. Isn't she fun? This is also one of the very few Mirabilias that is nothing but threads, along with Rose of Sharon and Elizabeth in the Lavender Sky. And I think there's a couple of others that have no beads, but there's not a lot of them. So yeah, that's all. Did anybody count? If somebody counted, could you just leave a number of how many I have? Because I did not count. Oh, that was fun. On the Mirabilia thing, I do have a couple of these out-of-print charts. Extra ones that I do want to do for another giveaway every 500 subscribers. So at 1,500, I will give giveaway an extra out-of-print chart. However, I just want to say this now. The extra charts that I have, I don't want to say that they're well-loved, but they are marked on. I will but in pencil, so I will try to get rid of all those markings. Also, the envelope is missing, but they do have their pictures. I'm not going to tell you which ones they are, because I don't want to right now. But if you're itching for the chance to get an out-of-print Mirabilia, subscribe, and when I reach 1,500, we'll get one going. So I just want to thank everybody for sticking around. I don't have much time before this cuts out on me. And if it does cut out on me while I'm talking, there's no point because I'm at the end. So if it cuts out, then that's where I'll leave you. But I do want to talk a little bit about the future of my channel. Now, I had mentioned that I put something on Stitch Mania that was sort of along the lines of, I'm putting this channel on hiatus. I'm not going to be on social media much. It was slightly in the heat of the moment when I put that up there, because I had just found out I didn't get the job, so it was very tense. I had no motivation to do anything. I can't stay away from social media. I love seeing everybody's cross-stitch. Instagram has been my whole new life, although I will say that Instagram, you might see more things that I'm reading and writing rather than what I'm stitching, because I'll be honest and say, even just the last few weeks, my stitchy bug is kind of leaving me. And that's why I'm stitching just on my Hannah Sanderson sampler, because that's the only chart or the only design that when I work on it, I don't immediately feel like putting it down after 10 minutes. So this channel, I'm not going to say it's on hiatus like I did in my post, but I will say that videos might be less frequent just because I'm not stitching as much. And I know that I've not been putting videos up as much anymore, but that's just because stress, anxiety, life, all that stuff. It wasn't because I wasn't stitching as much, it's just because so much was going on, and especially with, I didn't even plan for there to be this long of a break between this video and my last one, but going through a lot, hoping I got that new job, so that's why I waited. And I was surprised when I had the motivation to do this video today. I have the house to myself, so that helps. But I just want everyone to know, I'm not going to put this on a hiatus, my channel on a hiatus. I'm just going to let everybody know that it might be a little bit longer before videos show up. So don't worry, I'm going to be okay. I'm okay. You can still drop me Instagram messages and all that stuff, seeing how I'm doing. You'll know when I'm not doing okay. I usually like letting people know that I'm not doing okay. And that sounds selfish, but then I get an influx of people saying, we're here for you, the cross-stitch community is here for you, and then that helps me. It really does. And I know after that post, I had a lot of people message me saying, oh no, don't leave, and all that stuff, and, you know, life is a pain in the ass. So I'm going to be doing more things for myself. I'm not going to be forcing anything. So if I am only stitching for 5 minutes a day, because after 5 minutes I don't want to stitch anymore, I'm not going to force myself to stitch. Or if I'm only getting a couple of pages into a book and I'm just like, no, I don't feel like reading anymore, I'm not going to continue reading. You know, something along the lines. Or if, you know, I just don't have the motivation to make a video, I'm not going to make one. So, who knows? I might have the motivation to make a video tomorrow, except I've got to work at my crummy ass job tomorrow, so probably not. But, you know what I mean? So, I very well could have another video next week, or it could be 2 weeks from now, or a month from now. But I just want everyone to know I love you all dearly, and I'm going to stop this video now because I'm going to run out of storage soon. Okay? So, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. It's just my name. I have it in the description. Shoot me an email. My birthday is December 10th, if anybody wants to send me shit. I'm not saying you have to, but, you know, if you think I would like something. Yeah, anyway. So, just want everybody to keep being amazing, let those fucks fly, and say no to acid. Goodbye for now. I'll see you guys soon.